Can you guys share see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
I can see it, mine.
It's a little small.
Small.
Small, but I can see it.
All right. Uh,
It's,
okay, so this is my nitro. Let me move over my charting. I
that's
use
pretty good.
exclusively trading view. So if I were to trade this on a larger time frame, I normally look at the 4 hours as well. Let me this is very busy chart. Okay, so um, let me do this. Right. And let me also move this to the other side. Okay, so I do what New does too, right? I look at this chart and then I would draw all the trend lines. Um, and then once I do all of that, then I will know, kind of have a map as to where the market is on a larger time frame. Um, but these days, since I started trading for the props, the entire strategy kind of shifted. I still look at the larger time frame, but most of the time I just look at the very small time frame, and so I save my setting and I just go directly to it. It's so small that I have to expand to see, right? So here, what do I have here? I have a lot of information. Let me shrink this down a little bit. So the market structure here, those of you who are ICT or SMC, you'll see that these are basically these yellow lines, these green lines are SMC and ICT block order and um, uh, value gaps, right? And so what you see here is that a lot of these are blocks that the other people would be trading. All the SMC ICT are trading. So whenever I see market coming up to certain block, then I'll just make decisions there. I also use this here. It's also the other Gali number that adds up to 9. Since I'm a scalper, I use a slower time frame. It's 27, and the idea here is that anytime I have price above or price below, I would take direction. I would take that as the bias direction. So at this point, I would say that I can probably take a sell right here. Okay, and why? Because it has fallen below the 27. It had hit all the order block on the top. It is at a premium level, and so it's a support and resistance level. Now, whether this holds or not, I don't know. All I know is that it has a higher probability of going down than going up. The other thing I use is this momentum down here. As you can see, that this price is basically going straight across, but the momentum is going down, and so I'm willing to take this trade simply because this is called a divergence in the standard term when you use RSI and things like that. And so I use kind of a very busy chart, but for me it has worked so far. Now this is one of those that if price come up, I don't mind adding, and as you can see, I already have all these positions added. So how do I add? I don't just randomly add, right? I add at these levels where I believe that price is really going to have a probability of going back down. Now, if it breaks through that, then the strategy is I look for the next level, and then I'll just double down at that point. And so that's where it gets dangerous. But other than that, I like some of these strategies that these ICT or SMC have put out into the marketplace. I think that it has created a lot of, it has created enough impact in such that you got to know, or you have to at least respect those levels. If you're going to trade right through, then you got to know that there is risk, because all the other SMC and ICT players going to go the other way. Okay, so that's about it. I'll turn over to Jack when he is ready.
So Trao, you're an ICT graduate then. That's why you show no interest when I share the resources.
No, not by any measure. Not by any measure. Okay.
Well, you should be teaching us.
Not qualified.
Hey, Trao, but when do you ultimately decide to cut your losses? Like on the chart that you already have pre-entered orders.
Okay, so for example, right here, right, there is these two charts. These two charts do not conform. This one says I'm coming up to a resistant MA, and this one says I'm already above the MA. So the two don't conform. Normally, if they conform, I would just double it. But when this comes up and test this high here, I would take another position here. And normally I don't cut, simply because the higher this thing goes. I'll lower this a little bit. And this is something that I also learned, is that there is some details on this chart that you may have missed it, right? So whenever price come up and retest, it usually just break it right through. And I also code it so that it will have what we call a liquidity sweep low, and then we have sometimes we would have a liquidity sweep high. And so if this thing breaks on top, I would consider that as it's not a momentum move to the upside. It's only going up to have a bigger swing to the downside. So I would just add that point. So to answer your question, I normally, so far, I have not taken a single loss because price has moved too much against me. Because I trade on this very, very small scale, that whenever I look at these, it doesn't really scare me. So if this price actually take out this high, I'll consider that as a liquidity sweep, and I'll just simply add. Now, do I always add double? No, I normally don't add the double. I just add one, or sometimes I would double it. But the other thing I notice is that if this price actually breaks through, let's say that up to this higher level, then I don't just add double, right? I would add enough that knowing that if price actually get back to this level, I can get out. Because price will never come down here where I bought. Price will come back to this level where it had a resistance. The next time it comes back from the top, it's going to be support. So it will never break through. And so I would add, at that point, I would add enough so that it will come halfway or a little bit past halfway. I would be able to get out and profit. And so that calculation, it's done on the fly. Sometimes I would just keep clicking until I actually get the scale I want. Yeah. So here the scale I want is this: is that if I bought the second position here, and if I actually double it, I could have gotten out right here with a little bit of profit and run, if I believe that this trend is ultimately going to go up. But looking at these here, we have a high and a low high and then a low high. I think this is really still going to be going down further throughout the night, and so I don't mind holding it. But overall, I think the strategy that I use is really ICT or SMC, and along with the trend line and along with this counter. So you see these little counter here that I show. These will tell you how long each swing took, right? So the information here on this red one, which is the last one, it says it took 88 bars to go from the top swing to downswing. That means 88 minutes. And then the height is 72 points. The volume difference from going top to bottom is 50. And the average bars to set up a swing for the past 6 is actually only 68. So this took a little bit longer than normal. And the average height is 89. And so I know that looking at this price, and the other reason why I want to take it short here is that looking at this price is already at 81 bars, right? And the price has already gone 57 points. I wish it had gone a little bit higher, but the number of bars, it's almost in line with the average number of bars to have another swing. So that's the other information I use when I do scalp, right? If this time is in the 100, I don't mind taking a double because I know that at least a flush will come, right? At least a flush will come soon within the next 30 candles or so. As long as it doesn't have news driving it up, I don't mind holding it. Okay, so one of the position that I had just got triggered, right? And so let me show you guys what I meant. If I want to get out, then I will just keep adding, right? Now, if I added that much, that's already 13 contracts. And I wanted to bet that this one thing will at least come down to there and then I can get out. And I do that because I know that the probability of hitting down here is very low, but the probability of retesting that high is pretty high. And so I don't mind adding it as long as I know that there is not momentum and we are at this kind of structure, right? So for me, it's mostly structure, somewhat ICT, SMC, somewhat these block counters or price counter. So there's a lot of information that I use, and I think that for most of you, it might be a little too much for you to actually use it. So you got to be very, very experienced. Otherwise, it will just confuse the heck out of you. And so I think that what Gao presented is actually more beneficial to you guys than what I show you guys. But if you are ready to, I'll turn over to you.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay, so let me go and stop.
Mine's like super simple.
All right, let me see if I can find the Zoom. How do I?
Catching me.
How do I stop sharing, guys?
Just click the share it there and stop.
Yeah, it doesn't allow me to disconnect the share. Oh, here we go. Stop sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's up here. All right. So I just stopped the share there. You guys go ahead and go ahead and bring it. Bring yours in.
Jack, represent the scalpers.
Let me see if I can even figure this out, man.
I'm gonna win.
Host disabled participants screen sharing.
Hold on a second. Yes, that will be a problem. Where is the Zoom? I can't seem to find Zoom. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let's see, share advanced. Okay, try it.
Let me see.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I said, since I scalp like Jay, it's pretty easy for me. I don't really draw a lot of lines or anything. Each morning I get up, I just look at the 15-minute chart set. I'd be like, okay, let me look at the 30-minute. I mean, the 30-minute, the 60-minute, the 4-hour to kind of see where where support and resistance might be. So I just kind of do that. It's like, oh, okay, like NQ, it opened here, it went down from here, it went back up here. So there's a decent chance it might top out anywhere here and come back down. And when I do that, I look at the 1 minute chart for entries, because if you're scalping NQ during the daytime, it will hit, say 10, 20, 30 points within one candle. Now I also use bookmap. Like if you look at bookmap, you can tell that right here, there's a lot of orders here. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's going to reject off of the orders, but it just means that you should pay attention to it when it gets close to it. Because it's either going to, go right through it, which means that NQ is going to keep on going down, or it will bounce right up once it hit this, this little area, the colors. Now I also have charts of like the 7 biggest companies, because basically if you look and you see like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia all going up, I mean that's a great chance that NQ is gonna go up with it. So sometimes when I'm trading, if I just look at these stocks and they're all green on the minute or 2 minute charts, I'll just hit I'll just enter long unless I see a huge resistance on top. So that's it. Like I said, I mean, if I was gonna trend trade, then I would have to kind of analyze the charts. But I'm just in it for, since I trade minis, like that, I mean, 10 points is already $200. So if I hit 2 of those, that's $400, and that's done for the day. Any questions? But told you guys mine was really simple. Even when I explained it to Apex, they were just like, "Oh, okay, no questions."
Why do you have to explain it to Apex?
Yeah. When you're trading, you have to record it, and you have to tell them like your train of thought. You're like, okay, so I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. I can see that there's been resistance up here around 19,560. So if it doesn't break past 19,560, then I might take a short for 10 points, 5 points. So yeah, when Apex asks for videos, you kind of have to explain your train of thought of, why did you enter, what made you enter, what's your what's your exit strategy.
I'm so glad I don't play with that
basically
company.
it.
I wonder if those people who are asked to provide videos are scalpers, or because I don't think they were asked for trend trader, because once you enter, you just sit and watch for minutes to hours, and so I don't think they asked too many of those.
They want to know, like what made you enter and what's gonna make you exit, and yeah. So
I think they're really trying to make sure that you really were the one trading. I think they just want to make sure that you didn't pay somebody else.
I think that's probably the main reason. That's probably the main reason. Make sure that you're actually the one that executed the trades, and not Trao logging in to execute it for you, or that your strategy.
I mean, some people's been denied, so I don't know. Like even after they submit the videos, they've been denied. So hard to tell, but yeah, I mean that's basically
Yeah, but I think once somebody's clear like you, then I think from here on, unless you change your trading style or something like that on your trades, then I don't think they'll ask you for videos again. If that's what they're trying to verify.
You have to ask me.
Yeah, I read a Twitter tweet, and they said that there was a guy who was selling signals, and he had over like hundreds of people, and they all entered at the same time as he did too. So I think maybe Apex is picking up that. That's why Apex asked you, what group are you joining?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But even to sell your signals, there's no need for them to prove it, because, I mean, like I said, it's like, it's not like when you trade on video for Apex, you have to be profitable. You can take a loss as long as you, as long as you can explain, the reason for your trade, and if it's red, it's red. Yeah. So you guys have any questions? I mean, I don't do a lot of. I mean, when I wasn't scalping, see, like right now, everywhere here, there's a lot of orders right here, right? So it's it got bought up, but you can kind of pay attention to it. You're like, oh, okay, there's a lot of orders coming in right here. So either it's gonna be sold and go right through it, or it's gonna get support and go up.
I really like Bookmap too. So is this free with Ninja Trader or is it free with Rhythmic?
That's Thinkorswim's big bookmap.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I have. Mhm.
but then FTT has a free one that I sent out the link last
Okay.
week.
Can you send
Yeah.
out the link to us again? I'm gonna install that.
I
I
don't-
want to use Bookmap as well too. I like Bookmap. Bookmap is really good.
I don't know if it's valid anymore because FTT put it on the Discord site, and you actually have to sign up, with your email, your user account, and everything.
Well, I'm sure if they offer it free, you should still, unless it's a limited time deal with the bookmap provider.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I mean, I can see if I can find the link on, because it was on the Discord channel, but of course, the Discord channel is like way, it's like you gotta screw up thousands of chats just to get to it again. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, nice and easy.
Troy, do you have any more feedback?
All right. So let me let me think about this. Right. So when you guys tray these because when you use the book map, you see that there's higher volume pending or waiting. You expect the flush to go and pick those up, and so do you? I think one other thing is that what other indicators that you use? I think that. Do you wait for momentum candles, or do you wait for an engulfing candle, or what confirms the move? I think the book map is nice, but what about the candle information? Do you use that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of look at it like, let's say here, right, the 15-minute chart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's been in an uptrend. If you just do the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, I mean, chances are, if you get a bounce off one of these, chances are it's gonna keep on going up. So I don't necessarily see these and be like, oh, okay, it's gonna happen, but it kind of tells you at this level, to just be on the lookout.
Okay. Yeah, since they use very simple and no indicator, I think I don't have any comment. The only comment I would add is that looking at this chart without it's almost like looking at the tree without knowing where the forest is in the tree, or where the tree is in the forest. I would add some of the horizontal support and resistance, such as ICT, at least some of those horizontal support and resistance into it, because you don't want to be in a position to have this thing climb all the way up to a resistance and still do it buy or on a larger time frame. So I think if you do this at those support and resistance, I think it should work very well.
Now, the thing with Bookmap is if you go out to like the higher time frames, you'll see what all the pending orders on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you zoom in, see like you zoom in for the minute,
Yeah.
they kind of disappear. But if you zoom out, you'd be like, oh yeah, there's like there's like some orders here at 767.
And I think my setup is even simpler than Jack's.
Oh, it's called a
No DOM, no bookmap. I stopped using bookmap because many times I gotta open it up, but I hardly look at it unless it's getting to support resistance, and I just kind of look at the
Why are you dripping?
contract sitting there. But then oftentimes I forget to look at it anyway, so I stop using it, and I can't get real time data, so I don't really have my Amazon Meta or Nvidia stocks open up. So I pretty much just price action for me.
Yeah,
Just my trading charts and price action, and I used to draw support and resistance line, but then I got lazy, and so I stopped drawing them. So I just kind of eye them when I get to support and resistance line. So
yeah.
never use trend line.
These, these charts aren't live because they're not trading now. But during the daytime, if you watch them, and if everything's green, you can pretty much assume that the price is going to go up because there's no way that NQ can go down if all these companies are mostly green.
Yep. It's a composite.
No.
Yeah. So you're like, hey, everything's green.
I'm terrible.
Chances are you buy long, but the problem is that you have to decide what your stop loss is going to be because sometimes there's a lag between these companies being green and NQ responding.
When are you coming?
Jack, what's your current stop loss setting these days?
It's either going to be 5 or 10. Like when it moves kind of quick, I choose 10 just so that I can survive a little back and forth. But when it moves slow, I can just do 5. I mean, most of the time, if I do 5 and I'm wrong, I just wait for it to go up, like 6, 7, 8, 9, and then into again.
Okay, I recommend glue.
And you say you stop moving SL, right?
Well, it happens kind of quick for you to even have a chance to move your stop loss. So,
So if you have a chance, you still move it.
I'm getting pretty good at not moving stop loss.
I'm good. I'm still pretty bad at it. Actually, how I do it sort of depends on the time. Sometimes I think I used to be pretty good at not moving, and then at some point, and then I start moving more often, and at some point I don't add to it as much, and now I'm kind of like adding quite a bit. That's why I'm not doing well right now. That's why I need GAT so much, and thank you for giving me GAT. But I still haven't got it installed because the install process is kind of difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta submit, you gotta generate hardware ID, and then send it to him, and he'll send it to you. And so I haven't got it back. Well, I haven't did my part yet, and send it to him again. So, but I should get it soon. And that's like I said, that should at least cut down my size, and at least I don't blow up by over trading or over going past my daily loss limit. But
Jay, what is GAT?
it's an add-on to Ninja that helps control. It's got a lot of settings where it controls
Guardian Angel Trader or something. Guardian Angel
Guardian
Trader.
Angel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's got-
bookmap, no. I see it's with Ameritrade. I mean with Schwab. Do you do the subscription with Schwab?
Yeah, yes, because Schwab bought out the
Yeah,
Ameritrade.
TOS.
Okay. How much do you do? How much is it per month for
It's like
Schwab?
$49 a month. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look into it. I really like bookmap. I really want to integrate that too. Since
But
yeah,
just use the free one.
yeah, I want to use the free
Try that free one. Why would you pay for when you get free? Only Jack's rich enough to.
I know. I was like, a free one is much better.
No, there was no free one before, so you have to pay for it to get the data. I mean, if it saves 1 or 2 trade every now and then it's worth it.
Only 2 years ago, it was like a $2,000 program.
No,
I think it's always been $49.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you pay for like the yearly or the lifetime or whatever, it might be like 2,000 or 2,500, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I remember it was around 2000, 2 years ago. I really had liked it because it shows the supply and demand, and like you said, you see a lot of activity, so like a lot of time it's gonna come back down there to fill the orders,
Mhm.
and that's where if you don't want to draw a trend line or any kind of like draw on your chart, you can always look at book map, because book map shows the activities, so you can kind of like estimate that, okay, that's where the supply, the demand is, or the resistance support is, because of all these activities.
Yeah, that's
This is basically a level 2 with history showing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll look for the free one. I wanted to integrate book map. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you for showing us your secret sauce, and I kind of got Jack's secret sauce before too.
It's
So
not secret sauce.
see if I can go mix it and cook up something good.
It's just guidelines. It's just guidelines, so that way you could kind of know, like, okay, this is, this may be price, maybe heading to, it's just guideline. It's not set in stone.
Yeah, but it looks like there's no really secret out there, but it's just the way of a different trader seeing it and then explain it, and then because nothing's really new. I mean, look at that. Oh, we got some new traders. That's what I told you. Well, most of us are here long enough that not many things are too new to us, but there's just some things that we may not come across or don't use it, so it just we just don't use it, so we're just not that familiar with it, but yeah, thanks for showing us.
No problem, Jay. Thank you, Thu, as well. And thank you, Troy.
All right, so our time's about run out as well. So
Okay.
thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. Let's see you on
Let's
the
make money. Let's
continue
make
on
lots
the-
of money.
All right, let's do that. Okay. Bye.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.